Okay, so then you've also mentioned about scalp. So is that a pretty straightforward treatment? Who is that for? Tell us a bit about it.
Basically what it does, it simulates the hair follicle. So you can either use it for men and for women. If you're going to be doing it on a man, let's say, who keeps his hair short, he has to keep it quite shaved, because what you're basically doing is simulating with lots of dots. You're putting thousands of dots on the scalp.
So you're giving a shaved look.
Yes, it's a shaven look. But then you can also have it on someone who has long hair, let's say, who are suffering from alopecia as well, or any kind of hair loss due to maybe any hair
Thinning.
Thinning.
So for example, with men, I think usually when you see a bald man, he never really quite loses the side over here.
Exactly.
He always loses
so it's
the top.
generally on the top part and at the back. Although even when you're having your scalp tattooed, you still need to fill in a little bit from the sides, because although to the eye, when you look at it and you see a man who has a receding hairline, you think, okay, the hair is missing from here. Generally, the hair would still have thinned out on the sides. So if you're going to fill in the top bit and you're going to have quite a lot of dots there, you will still need to go and fill in the small sort of patches that you would have in between.
So tell me, is it any person who does semi-permanent makeup who can do scalp?
No.
So is the technique slightly different then?
Yes, it is different. It's completely different.
And so when it's done wrongly,
when it's done properly, the effect is fantastic. When there are mistakes done in it, unfortunately, the effect is not.
I believe that if the ink is inserted incorrectly, then you can get spreading big, huge dots
and you're
on the head.
you're also going to be using quite a dark ink. So
when that goes
dark
wrong,
shades of browns and light black sort of thing. Once that goes wrong, it's very difficult to then remove, or it's not going to fade in the same way that the makeup on your face would fade.
Because the skin on your scalp is very different, isn't it?
Yes, and generally as well, when the micropigmentation on the scalp is done properly, the needle and the dots are very, very small. When the mistakes are made, it means that they've inserted too much pigment in each dot. So it makes it more difficult for the dots to fade away.
Right. So how long would a treatment like this take, for example, on the scalp? What's the procedure, say, for somebody who might be interested?
So if you're having your scalp done, it can be from anywhere to 3 to 5, maybe 6 times. I think on every person it's different.
They'd have to come in between 3 and 6 times?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, okay.
Definitely. 3 would be the minimum, 6 being more or less the maximum, I would say. Once the treatment is then done, you have between 8 to 10 years. Obviously, if you have somebody who has receded 30% of their hair and you work on that mainly 30% and then it recedes to 60%, you might need to do a top-up in the meantime because you have more area now.
So tell me, Justine, why do you need to have so many sessions? What's the
Because
reason?
It is such a particular procedure and you want that your dots are so small. It's a very, very large area. Like I said, you're tattooing thousands of dots. So you don't want it to be in a case where the person doing the procedure for you is rushing. You want that it's done properly, 100%. So it's better that, let's say, you come in that extra time. If you were doing a full head, you need to have at least 9 hours to 10 hours work the first time, minimum. So 9 to 10 hours of tattooing many dots is long.
I think from what I know about it is that you get a lot of disappearing of the dots or fading.
That also, yes, because like I said, the dots are so thin.
Fine.
Over periods of time, if let's say you've tattooed 100 dots, you'll come in the second time and you'll be left with 50. And then you come back again and you tattoo that extra 50 and you're left with 25.
So basically then, from the first appointment though, you're going to have an all-over. It's not like you're only doing part of the head. You're going to do the whole head.
Definitely, you'll do it all
but
over.
every appointment then you are increasing the density of the...
Exactly.
So it looks fuller and fuller and
every
fuller.
Time.
Right, okay. So this is why it takes time. And somebody, for example, who has had this treatment done, is there any aftercare that they need to know? Is there a downtime? Do they have to stay at home after the treatment?
There's no downtime after, and no, you don't need to stay at home. What's important is that you have some sort of a soothing gel just to put on top, and if you wear any kind of hat or something like that, that you make sure that it's clean and that there's no sort of like dirt in it. What is important is that they don't shave their head, let's say after 2 to 3 days, 4 days even sometimes, because it can irritate where has been tattooed. But to also have the perfect effect, you would shave the day before, which generally means that you don't need
So
to.
then let's recap. If somebody is interested in having scalp, they would need to shave their head the day before, then
Yes.
they would come in for the treatment,
Exactly.
and then for the next 3 to 4 days they don't shave
shave.
and they don't wash their
Exactly.
head. And really and truly then, I suppose they have to also then protect it from the sun.
Sun, but that is a permanent thing that then you have to do.
Always.
You must always protect it from the sun. It's in general, even with body tattoos, you need to be aware of sun damage done to them, and there are even now some creams that are especially for tattoos and of protecting tattoos against the sun.
Yes, and helping
And
the
you would
color.
also, you have to remember it's at the top of your head as well. So whenever
Obviously,
you're
the sun
walking, you
is the first
constantly
place. Yes.
exactly.
And tell me, does it hurt? Is it a painful procedure?
No, it's not painful. I would say it's even less painful than any of the other kind of semi-permanent makeup. It's the least painful one. Not that the others are, but the needle doesn't penetrate through too deep.
Because it's just a very light
It's just
touching,
such a
isn't
very,
it?
exactly, it's such a light touch that you practically don't even feel it.
Right, so then you shave the day before, then you come in, you have the procedure. 3 to 4 days after, you don't wash your hair. You need to always protect it from the sun. And the way the whole thing works is that you come in, you have your first set of dots done, then you lose some of them. And so the following appointments are to increase the density so that you get a nice full look when it's done correctly. And also then that it is a very specialized treatment and that not everybody can do it. One last question before we close off. A lot of people, well, not a lot so much, I think now we're educated a little bit more, but you still tend to hear of people going to a body tattoo artist for semi-permanent makeup or for scalp. Is this, can a body tattooist do the same things, or is body tattooing and cosmetic tattooing very different?
But they're completely different.
Is it the needle, is it the technique, is it the color?
Everything is different. The pigments which are used, so the color, the kind of needle, the depth of the needle, the way in which you tattoo is different as well. So, I mean, if a body tattooist was then to go and study into semi-permanent makeup, then yes, of course they could do it. But unless they actually have the proper training for it, then no, it's not.
So on the whole, body tattooists stick to body and semi-permanent stick to the face and the rest of it. Well, that was very interesting. Thank you for the explanation. It was a pleasure having you. I hope that you found that of interest. Obviously, as I said before, you can see more information on our Facebook page about the treatments. Let's go and have a look now and talk to Dr. Pillow about tattoo removal in the case of you having a body tattoo that you don't want any longer. Dr. Pillow, what's the treatment we're going to be talking about today?
Okay, today it's tattoo removal. Dorian's already done 2 treatments just on the small crown here. She wanted to keep the writing, but removing there. So you can see already after 2 treatments.
How many more treatments do you think it would take for it to go totally?
Well, normally with the new Pico technology, it's between 4 and 6 treatments.
Okay.
With the Q-switch technology, average is usually between 5 and 10 treatments.
Okay, and would it leave a scar?
No, as long as the patient keeps it clean afterwards, okay, it doesn't pick the crust and avoids direct sun exposure, the skin should be smooth.
So aftercare is important.
Yeah, the biggest problem that we had was in the beginning people would either pick the crust or it would be itchy and they scratch it unconsciously, or let's say it would be around their ankle and they'd wear the socks they'd remove the socks and peel off the crust as well. In that case, then the skin would be slightly raised, looking like a bit of a burn.
Scar.
But if aftercare is properly done, it's fine.
And so what if she wanted to put another tattoo on top of the area once that goes?
That would be fine. What we do is we coordinate with the tattoo artist. Okay, what I do is I tell them, okay, we'll do a couple treatments. Normally they need maybe 2 or 3. So in that case, if she was going to tattoo over, she need at least another one to get it a bit lighter. The lighter it is, the more the tattoo artist can express himself. Now, like this, he probably could as well, but he'd have to put more ink and it's going to be a darker tattoo. So then, depending on what kind of tattoo they wanted, tattoo artists say, okay, you know what, give it one more treatment, or yes, we can.
Okay, so you work, you coordinate.
It's actually not a problem.
Okay, are there any colors that the laser works better on or has a problem with? Are there any stubborn colors that, say, for example, wouldn't go?
Well, the most effective is black and dark blue. Okay, next is red. Impossible is yellow. Very difficult.
You can't get rid of it?
No. Very difficult would be probably light blue and green.
And is that because of the pigments? The laser doesn't follow them?
Yeah, because the laser targets certain wavelengths. and those wavelengths basically they cannot produce to target those colors.
Okay. And on average, if somebody is interested in having a tattoo removed, what kind of money could they be expecting to pay for, say, this size of a
This would
tattoo?
be a small tattoo. On average, I mean, the price of the tattoo varies according to the size. So I'd say on average you're looking around 100, 125 for an
Per
average
session.
size tattoo. However, it does increase depending if the person has like a sleeve or something like that.
On the size of it. And so with Dorian, you've done 3 sessions already?
No, we've done 2. This is going to be
This
the
is the third one. So you think then maybe another 3 and it will be gone?
Well, I mean, she already has over 50% reduction in color. What you can notice is certain areas have gone more than the other. So at the end of the day, how quickly the tattoo goes also depends on the tattoo artist and how old the tattoo is. So if the tattoo was older, the body has been attacking it and removing the pigment for that period of time. And where the tattoo artist basically focused more on, so he probably focused more on this piece than that piece, he put
that's
more
where it
ink and he
takes
went
longer.
deeper. The
Okay.
tattoo laser is going to be going at the same depth all the time. So it can uncover the tattoo artist's abilities when you start removing.
What about pain? Is it painful?
It is probably the most uncomfortable treatment in the aesthetic field. We've already put a topical anesthetic
Oh,
cream
so brave.
on Dorian, but this will only take probably around 30 seconds to remove. So it's quick. Afterwards, there's
A burning sensation.
well, Dorian can explain more. I mean, usually it's a mild discomfort, but nothing out of this world.
How does it feel afterwards?
Burning sensation just for a few minutes after the treatment.
And that's it?
And that's it. So it was okay.
Good. Okay. Well, we'll leave you to do the treatment then.
No problem.
Good luck.
Thank you.